pala tayo mag-showcase.
Why
Oh,
not?
yes.
Or gusto mo mag-split screen din tayo from Japan to ano?
Pwede, why not? Ano bang meron sa Japan? Mukhang may kasama sa news ninyo coming out of Japan or nothing?
Parang wala naman. Parang may nagulat kami. But,
So ano?
Ha?
Luka Doncic pa rin.
Hindi. Oh, you never games
But
si Luka
basketball.
today. Yes.
Basketball
yes.
pa rin.
A lot of NBA games today. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Thank you once again to Sean, to Regina, and to Bowie. Well, we've got a full slate in the NBA with all 30 teams hitting the hard court, plus updates from the PVL, All-Filipino Conference.
And a new individual honor in the UAAP as the league introduces the Best Foreign Student Athlete Award.
Wow, finally they have an award like that for the foreign student athletes. I was actually shocked when Sean asked about Japan. Sabi ko, may balita ba from the B-League boys?
Did we miss something?
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves it. Future moves puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the
Let's kick things off in the NBA. A lot of games today. A fireworks display in a Big Apple thanks to the New York Knicks and their dynamic duo, All-Stars, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. The two superstars combined for 80 points to lead the Knicks past the Atlanta Hawks in overtime, 149 to 148. Cat had 44 markers and 10 rebounds. It is the first time he's ever had back-to-back 40-point outings in his 10-year NBA career. Brunson, meanwhile, finished with 36 markers, including the game-winning jumper with 11 seconds left in the extra period. Trae Young had a shot at adding another Knicks heartbreaker to his collection, but failed to hit the potential go-ahead bucket. Before OT, Atlanta was down 6 with 10 seconds to go, until Ice Trae and Georges Niang came up clutch to force the extra time. Ice Trae tallied 38 points and 19 dimes in a losing effort. Now with their 3-game winning streak snapped, the Hawks will enter the All-Star break as the East's 9th seed with 26 wins and 29 losses. As for the Knicks, they remain as the number 3 seed with 36 victories and 18 defeats. In his walk-off interview, Brunson broke down the game's thrilling finish.
Stops, a couple of Tommy baskets, and then I'm glad we found a way to win.
For you, that, again, the game winner in the lane, this was not easy. That's a very good defender you're dealing with, and a very physical defense, obviously. But in that moment, are you just thinking to yourself, it's time to get to the break?
I just find a way to win. I mean, create space. I know I can make the basket, and it's as simple as that. As simple as that.
This team right now at the All-Star break has its best record through 54 games in over 28 years. Assess so far what this season has been.
I mean, we've done good until this far. We have a long way to go. I'm excited to get down the stretch, man. It's going to be fun.
No OT needed for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Somehow, someway, the Bucks grinded out a 103-101 victory despite the absence of injured stars Giannis Antetokounmpo and Dame Lillard. New acquisition Kyle Kuzma stepped up with 19 points and 13 rebounds. Gary Trent Jr. top scored for Milwaukee with 21 points off the bench. To be fair, the Wolves were also dealing with injuries to Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and Mike Conley. Anthony Edwards tried to carry the load, but to no avail, as he notched a game-high 28 points on 10 for 33 shooting. Ant-Man also missed 15 straight shots during one stretch. To secure the win, the Bucks also forced Edwards to brick a tough 3-ball, with Kuzma grabbing the board before the final buzzer. Milwaukee is 6th in the East with 29 wins and 24 losses. Minnesota settles for 7th in the West with 30 victories and 25 defeats.
The Dallas Mavericks may be undermanned too, but Kyrie Irving had nothing but buckets on his mind against the Golden State Warriors. Kai put up 42 points, and get this, no assists. Yes, 0 assists for Kyrie to lead the Mavs though past the Dubs 111 to 107. Klay Thompson adding 17 markers against his former team. Mavs newcomer Max Christie continued to impress as well with 17 points of his own, including 2 clutch free throws in the dying seconds. The game could still have gone either way with less than a minute to play, but Najee Marshall put the Mavs on top with a floater to break a 107-all tie. The Mavs followed that up with a huge stop on the other end as Irving successfully took a charge here against Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry and Jimmy Buckets combined for 46 points in a losing cause. The Mavs are currently 8th in the West with a 29-26 win-loss slate. They have a 1.5 game lead over the Warriors. After the match, Christie shared how the Mavs are approaching each game at this point of the season.
We just played off of each other, and we said before the game, it doesn't really matter who's playing for us as long as we play hard. With effort and intensity, we'll win this game. And I think we played really, really hard tonight. And, our defense was great. We made some big plays down the stretch that led to a win.
You nailed the 2 free throws to put it over the top. Any nerves at all as you stood on the line?
No, I've been in that position before, especially earlier this year, too.
Got that clutch, Gene.
Earlier this year, too, I've been in that position, and, I've worked on that my whole life. So, I've done it a million times, so I wasn't nervous. I went up there, swished both of them, so, I was feeling good.
Kyrie puts up 42 points, but down here takes the charge. How big was that defensive play late?
He was unbelievable tonight on the offensive end, obviously, and that last play on defense really won us the game. Giving us the opportunity to get the ball back, hold the ball, get fouled, and make 2 free throws, so he was phenomenal tonight.
Max, I know you're new to the team, but there's been so many things going on. How have you continued as a team to fight night in and night out as you're so close to the All-Star break?
Yeah, just being present where our feet are and not trying to look towards the future. Like you said, the break is a day from now. Obviously, we got a game tomorrow, but we're just trying to be present where our feet are and try to win as many games as we can. Obviously, it's important for playoff seeding, and obviously winning is fun. So for us, we're just staying present and playing together as a team.
Jimmy's former team, the Miami Heat, tried to score a stunner, but instead they were on the wrong end of a turnaround against the West-leading Oklahoma City Thunder. The Heat were already ahead by 21 points before the Thunder flipped the script to win by 14. Final score here, 115 to 101. MVP frontrunner Shai Gilgeous-Alexander once again led all scorers with 32 markers. Those include 14 in the fourth quarter to spark OKC's 32-8 run. In contrast, the Heat went scoreless for almost 6 minutes to start the playoff period. Bam Adebayo had 27 points and 15 boards for Miami in the loss. The Thunder now have 44 wins and 9 losses, still the best in the West. The Heat are 8th in the East with 25 victories against 27 setbacks.
Just a couple of days after getting blown out, the Utah Jazz get the revenge on the Los Angeles Lakers. Jazz already had a double-digit lead in the second period thanks to a 19-6 run. And they essentially put the Lakers to sleep in the third with a 22-2 rally led by our kababayan Jordan Clarkson. Final score here, 131 to 119, as Utah snaps LA's win streak at 6 games. Clarkson filled out the stat sheet with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Lauri Markkanen top scorer with 32 markers to go with a season-high 3 steals. The Lake Show entered the game short-handed as key rotation guys Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent sat out. Rui Hachimura led the Lake Show with 19 points in a losing cause. New guy Luka Doncic remained in minutes restriction, tallying 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in only 23 minutes played. Utah improves its record to 13 wins and 40 losses. LA, meanwhile, drops to 32 and 20. After the game, Markkanen talked about his team's performance and his highlight dunk.
That's what, when we play our basketball, just move the ball and play unselfishly. Everybody's going to score some points, so that's what happened tonight, and hopefully we can keep going tomorrow.
And then you were aggressive at the rim, too. Can you walk me through that two-handed dunk you had over Alex Lynn where you were just driving?
I think it was a one-handed dunk. Just trying to attack the rim after they run me off the three-point line when I made a couple, so it makes the reads easier, and so I'm glad that this time I actually went in. So I missed a couple this year. So.
And we know how big defensive stops are for your pace. Walker Kessler, 6 blocks tonight. How important is he as an anchor for your defense?
Yeah, blocker Kessler. That's what he does. Just when he plays with a lot of energy, we get out and run, and I think he's the anchor and kind of gets everybody going, and then we'll fly around the defense and just makes our offense easier.
One more game here tomorrow night before All-Star Weekend. How are you guys carrying this momentum into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, enjoy the win tonight. It's been a little rough lately, so I'm glad we got this win, and I think everybody feeling good going tomorrow, and so let's try to do it again.
The Lakers trade saga with the Charlotte Hornets isn't over just yet. The Hornets are reportedly looking to dispute the rescinded deal that could have shipped their big man Mark Williams to Hollywood for Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, and draft considerations. LA pulled out of the trade after Williams failed his physical assessment. But reports say the Hornets are trying other moves to challenge the evaluation results and find an alternative resolution with the NBA. The players involved in the deal have since returned to their original teams. Reports say Williams' physical showed multiple issues, although they weren't specified. Williams missed nearly 60% of possible games for Charlotte in his 3 seasons in the league. The NBA has yet to release a statement on the matter. Coming up, free agent Markelle Fultz is back in the NBA. Find out which team signed the former #1 pick when Play-by-Play returns.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play, only on One News. More NBA news, a new career high in scoring for Jamal Murray as the Denver Nuggets take down the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blue Arrow put up a whopping 55 points to lead the Nugs to a 132-121 victory. Murray went 20 for 36 from the field, including 7 3-point bombs. His double nickel game is the 3rd highest output in team history, behind David Thompson's 73 points way back in 1978, and a 56-piece from Nikola Jokic in December just last year. The Joker notched another triple-double in this game as Mile High City celebrated Serbian Heritage Night. The 3-time MVP tallied 26 markers, grabbed 15 boards, and dished out 10 assists. The Blazers did make a late run with Anthony Simons scoring 26 points, but it wasn't enough, though, to turn the tide. Simons played with a thin front court as DeAndre Ayton and Jeremy Grant were both out with respective injuries. Denver now has won 8 in a row and are 3rd in the West with 36 wins and 19 losses. The Blazers, meanwhile, 13th in the West with a 23-32 record. In his walk-off interview, Murray shared his thoughts on his latest scoring outburst.
Excited to play basketball. I got the best fans in the world to play for. What more can I ask for?
You guys are on an eight games in a row. On one hand, you say, hey, let's keep playing, but it feels like this break is coming at a perfect time.
No, for sure. You know, it's always good to get some rest and recoup, rejuvenate, and, you know, get prepared for what's coming next, so we're excited.
A lot of people getting all nervous on that one road trip. You dropped the first 3, but since then, you got things going. What's been the turnaround, if you can name 1 or 2 things?
Sometimes it just takes a little adversity to make a mental switch, and we did a good job of just coming out ready to play after those 3 games, and here we are, ready to go.
And as we mentioned earlier, it was a very busy day in the NBA today as all 30 teams saw action.
Here are the results of the 9 other games. Obi Toppin tallies season highs of 31 points and 10 rebounds as the Indiana Pacers rally from a 19-point deficit to beat the Washington Wizards in overtime 134-130. The Orlando Magic shake off a cold shooting first half to take down the Charlotte Hornets 102-86. The East leading Cleveland Cavaliers roll to their fourth straight win after dominating the Toronto Raptors 131-108. D'Angelo Russell leads the Brooklyn Nets to a 100-96 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. The Detroit Pistons also net their fourth victory in a row after beating the Chicago Bulls for the second straight night, 128-110.
Meanwhile, Amen Thompson's triple-double lifts the Houston Rockets past the Phoenix Suns, 119-111. Jason Tatum puts up 32 and 14 boards to help the Boston Celtics fend off the San Antonio Spurs, 116-103. In other news, Kawhi Leonard leads the Los Angeles Clippers bounce attack en route to a 128-114 dub over the Memphis Grizzlies. And lastly, Keon Ellis waxes hot to fuel the Sacramento Kings past the New Orleans Pelicans, 119-111.
Speaking of the Kings, they've filled their need for a point guard after signing free agent Markelle Fultz. The 2017 #1 pick is seen as a replacement to De'Aaron Fox, who was dealt to the San Antonio Spurs before the trade deadline. Fultz spent the offseason rehabbing from a knee injury. Last season, he played just 43 games for the Orlando Magic, averaging close to 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Fultz gained interest from several teams in recent months before ultimately picking the Kings. Sacramento will be Fultz's third team after Orlando and the team that drafted him, the Philadelphia 76ers.
From the NBA, let's move on now to the UAAP as the UE Red Warriors have a new head coach. UE has announced that Chris Gavina is taking over its men's basketball team. The 46-year-old coach replaces Jack Santiago, who led the squad for the past 4 UAAP seasons. Gavina edged out former Gilas Pilipinas boys head coach Josh Reyes for the role. Gavina previously called the shots for the Mahindra Enforcer and Rain or Shine Elasu Painters in the PBA. He then took his talents overseas, coaching in Taiwan's T1 League and the Asian Tournament. Beyond his coaching experience, Gavina's strong connections with Phil-Am Nation Select and his detailed development plan for UE were very key factors in his selection. The UE Red Warriors finished the UAAP Season 87 men's basketball tournament with a 6-8 win-loss record and lost out on a Final Four spot in a playoff with the Adamson Soaring Falcons.
Still on UE, but on the women's volleyball side, the Lady Warriors have no hard feelings towards the UP Fighting Maroons as they prepare to open their UAAP Season 87 campaigns against each other. The match comes after several key UE players transferred to UP in the off-season. The transferees include prized spiker Casey Dongalio as well as Jelay Gajero, Kizzy Madriaga, and Jenalyn Umayam. The former California Academy standouts will play out their remaining years with the Fighting Maroons starting in Season 88. Because of the move, UE will now depend on Kai Cepada, Case Balingit, Riza Nogales, and Angelica Reyes. During the league's press conference earlier today, Cepada spoke about their first match ahead against UP.
It's a hard thing po kasi I thought po na yun na po yung lineup na yun po kami mag-stay sa lineup na yun. Tapos, ginawa na lang po namin siyang positive thing, just like Coach said. Kasi, di naman po kami iniwan ni Doc Ovet na walang-wala po eh. We still have the pieces to play, to show what we are capable of. So, I still have my teammates po eh. I still have my support system. So, not everything is negative naman po na nangyayari. So, we take the positives. Tapos, ayun po. Ginagawa na lang po namin motivation kasi sa distraction. Wala naman po kasi hard feelings kasi we know the real reason behind it. So, it's great lang din po na makakalapit po namin yung tapos, first team po talaga.
Meanwhile, Angel Canino and the DLSU Lady Spikers are out for redemption in UAAP Season 87. LaSalle lost its crown and settled for third place last year after being eliminated by the USC Golden Tigresses in the Final Four. For Canino, there's no looking back, only moving forward. The Bacolod native is determined to lead the Lady Spikers back to the top, using last season's heartbreak as motivation. But LaSalle faces a tough road ahead with key departures including Thea Gagate, Julia Coronel, and Maika La Rosa. Canino says she is ready to take on a bigger role, both on and off the court, as the Lady Spikers chase their 13th UAAP title.
Siyempre, ibang road po siya na pinasukan ko, individual. Pero hindi ko iniisip na pressure talaga siya para sa akin. Parang it's for me to help the team also para maging isang path po kami, maging isang goal kami same as the coaches. So ako, ready naman po ako tumulong at handa naman po ako mag-step up lagi para sa team. Sobrang laking motivation po sa amin yun as a team. And lalo-lalo na po sa akin kasi marami po kong games na nawala. So for me talaga, ayoko nang mangyari ulit yun na hindi po ako makapag-contribute sa team, nandun na ako sa gilid. Gusto ko po talaga na tutulong ako sa makakaya ko po sa team. And syempre malaking hugot po yun kasi ang goal talaga namin as a Lady Spiker, as a team po talaga and ng mga coaches is mag-champion po lagi. So, hindi mabigat sa puso po namin kahit na-bronze po kami. So, we try na taasan po yung level na meron po kami ngayon and we try na maging best po ng sarili namin para this coming season 87 po.
Coming up, still in the UAAP as they make a big change for foreign student athletes leading the MVP race. That story and more when Play-by-Play returns only here on One News.
Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Updates now from the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The Choco Mucho Flying Titans stretched their win streak to 5 games, but they had to earn their latest victory the hard way, surviving a 5-set battle against the Next-led Chameleons. Next-led threatened to stun Choco Mucho by pulling ahead 2-1. But the Flying Titans woke up in crunch time with Royce Tubino and Dino Wong sparking a 4-0 run in the final set. CC Rondina's attack brought them to match point before Isa Moldes sealed the victory. Final score here, 25-21, 23-25, 21-25, 25-23, 15-10. Rondina led the charge with 23 points while Molde added 12 as Choco Mucho improves to a 7-3 record. EJ Laure delivered 20 points for Next-led, which is now down to 1-9 this conference. After the match, Tubino spoke about stepping up for the team in the 4th and 5th set to secure a crucial victory with just 1 game left in the preliminary round.
For me, always naman ako ready kung ipasok ko ni coach. Ready ako. So, kailangan ko mag-deliver as a senior. So, kailangan ko tulungan yung team talaga. Siguro, never say that. Kasi hindi pa naman tapos yung natin. So, kailangan pa namin tumabaho para makuha namin. Kasi hindi pa tapos eh. So, may chance pa kami manalo. Yung lagi siya sabi sa akin na hindi pa tapos. So, kailangan pa natin tumabaho. So, para makuha natin ito, kailangan natin magtrabaho. Si coach naman, alam niya naman yung kilala naman yung mga players. So, whether pumasok or hindi, I'll always ready naman para sa team. So, mag-deliver talaga ako sa performance ko talaga.
Meantime, the Signal HD Spikers are out to secure back-to-back wins. The HD Spikers snatched the first and second set, powered by Vanny Gandler and Ishi Lalong Isip. But the Thunderbells would not go away that easily as Jovelyn Gonzaga and Chai Troncoso powered their squad to secure the third set. The fourth set is currently ongoing.
You're wondering why I have a big smile. The reason is we have so many plays to choose from today with a full schedule in the NBA. But unfortunately, we'd have to narrow them down to must-see moments for tonight's highlight reel. Off we go to the big screen. Let's take a look. Lakers, Mavs, Doncic, 2 for 1 here. One, woo! to Rui Hachimura for that three. No look. Look at that aspect, that back, and then to Hachimura, corner three. He'll be getting a lot of those. And how about this? He gets 3 defenders, no look, and then Reeves for 3. Bang, bang, bang. Take a look. Clarkson, Kessler had no idea the ball was already flying to Austin Reeves for the 3 ball. Luka was just going crazy. But it wasn't enough though, as the Lakers lose this time to the Jazz in Utah, 131-119. Doncic still in a minutes restriction though. Tallied 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Okay, on to the next one. Cavs Raps. Here's Donovan Mitchell. Take a look at this play. Side set, no look. Woo! To the All-Star. First time All-Star Evan Mobley. Dunking there. Mobley had 12 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists as the Cavs just dominate and crush the Raptors in Toronto's home floor, 131 rather, to 108. And for their 4th straight win there for Cleveland. Okay, let's go to the Warriors against the Mavs now. How about this? Former teammates, former Splash Brothers. Breaks my heart. But Clay, you left. Let's get that clear. Look at Curry knocking down the triple, and a crucial one at that with 3:30 remaining against his former backcourt tandem in Klay Thompson. Nobody knows that better than Klay, who used to, of course, take shots with Curry in their practice floor in Golden State. But the Mavs, though, get the last laugh. Yes, they beat the Dubs 111-107 in this one. Curry finished with 25 points, also dished out 8 assists. Okay, let's roll the next play now. Let's go to the Pistons and the Bulls. Cade Cunningham. Woo! Changing hands in the air against Matas Buzelis. Man, this guy, Cade Cunningham, definitely bright future ahead, carrying the Pistons. Also an all-star. What a move by Cade. That's very difficult. It's a lot harder than it looks. Well, not like I was able to dunk, but layup pa nga lang, nahirapan na ako. Cunningham had 29 points, 5 boards, 7 assists, and the Pistons beat the Bulls again, 128-110 in Chi-Town. Okay, finally, Knicks, Hawks, OT. Remember Ice Ray back then doing like that? This time it's Jalen Brunson knocking down the game winner. No like that, no antics for Jalen Brunson over Dyson Daniels. Just game-winning shot there with 11 seconds left in OT. Take a look, couple of moves. Trademark, Matic, basic, Brunson, bam! Game winner. He had 36, 8 assists as the Knicks finish off the Hawks 149-148. High-scoring game at MSG. And sa wakas, nakabawi din ng New York against Atlanta, which has always been a thorn on the Knicks. Check.
Thank you so much for the highlights, Andre. We have an awesome story coming up because before we go, a major change is coming to the UAAP season, starting this season. The league has announced the Best Foreign Student Athlete Award across all UAAP sports that rely on statistical points to determine individual performance rankings. This means that if a foreign student athlete leads in categories like points, rebounds, or assists in basketball, they will be honored with the new title. The highest-ranked local student athlete will take home the MVP trophy. The UAAP made the announcement in its press conference earlier today before the start of the UAAP men's and women's volleyball tournament this weekend. FSAs will remain eligible for other accolades, including all UAAP team or mythical team selections. Additionally, international student athletes who previously studied in a Philippine high school can still qualify for Rookie of the Year honors.
But this is not just applicable to the sport of volleyball. No? there's actually a new, well, a new award called the Best Foreign Student Athlete Award, no? Which we failed to elaborate on during the opening because we were fixated on some other issues during the basketball press conference. But the idea is, if the Best Foreign Student Athlete emerges as the top candidate, no, where statistical points are available, then he will be awarded the Best Foreign Student Athlete Award, and the next local, rather the number one local candidate that is the top, who is the leader amongst locals, will be awarded the MVP. The rationale, of course, you might be wondering, no, is because of the growing presence, and some deem it the dominance of the foreign student athletes. The idea of the UAP is to somehow to recognize both local and international talent as a matter of equity. But just like any policy, no, it will never be free, it will never be perfect, it will never be free from any and all infelicities. But the UAP guarantees that we are a progressive league. In fact, we just finished our another workshop on our internal rules, and we continue to review policies now. But for now, we think this is a step forward, and we'll see how it goes from there.
There have been notable FSAs that have won the UAAP MVP award in the past, including Ange Kwame and Malik Diouf in the men's basketball tournament. Reigning high school basketball MVP Collins Akowe of National University Nazareth School will likely take home the first Best FSA award, as he currently leads the statistical race in this season's tournament.
Finally, that's very, very good news because as we all know, always ano yan eh, kahit sa NCAA, di ba? Yung rebounds kasi, for those who don't know, grabe sa statistical points po yan. And syempre, yung foreign student athletes, di ba, they get all the rebounds, yung panahon pa nila Benembala, even before kay Sam Ekwe sa NCAA San Beda. So talagang, this is very good news, good development for the UAAP.
I mean, since 2016, all UAAP men's basketball MVPs, except for Kevin Kiambao,
have
been
Iba naman kasi, anomaly naman kasi yun. Kevin Kiambao is just really a generational talent. But again, great news. At least ngayon, local na MVP, tapos may different award for the foreign student athletes. Great developments in the UAAP. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.